Welcome back to Nikki World. Please excuse my voice. I have a little bit of a cold, so I will be washing my hands like a million times. This week we're going to Angola. Angola is located in Southwest Africa. It was a Portuguese colony, so they speak Portuguese there. So today we're making Muamba de Galinha, which is a chicken in a Muamba sauce, which is such a fun word to say. And I think the Muamba sauce is going to be really good. So what I am doing right now, I'll show you. Okay, so over here, got my chicken legs, and I am just having them into a drumstick and a thigh. And those are going in a Ziploc bag because we're going to be it's harder than it looks. I think my knives may need to be sharpened. We are going to be putting them in a Ziploc bag along with the marinade. So I've already made my marinade. Here it is. It looks very spicy. It's lemon juice, olive oil, some paprika, some cayenne pepper. I put half the amount it said because 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper will be way too spicy for my husband. So, and there's also habaneros in this, so I just decided let's cut that in half. And then there's some salt and pepper in there. So all of that is gonna go into this bag with the chicken. So while the chicken has been marinating, I've been chopping stuff up. I went ahead and spared you watching me chop these onions, but please enjoy this picture of me post onion chopping. I also chopped up some tomatoes. I went ahead and I added an extra tomato because I had some, and I don't know, it just didn't seem like enough tomato. So, you know, cut some more. The only thing I haven't cut yet is this habanero. The recipe calls for a Scotch bonnet pepper, which is very spicy, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So I got a habanero instead because the internet said that it's the most similar. But I'm reading through the recipe and I'm not sure where it goes in. So I don't know. I think I'll put it in with the tomatoes. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop this up and try not to burn my fingers off. I don't even know if I'm supposed to chop this up. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. So here goes nothing. I don't know if I'm gonna convince Zach to eat this one. It's gonna be a little spicy. Hopefully not too bad, but there's a lot of spicy things in here. Luckily, he's not my dinner guest tonight. He will just get leftovers if anything. My dinner guest tonight is my friend Casey. You'll meet her later. Okay, so I think that's chopped up enough. Not sure if it's supposed to be chopped up. Who knows? I'm gonna stick it in with the tomatoes because I think if I stick it in with the onion, there's going to be a big cloud of fumes that are going to cause lots of problems in my kitchen. Washing my hands again. Containing the germs. Okay, so we have moved over to the stove. I have a tablespoon of olive oil in here. I'm about to put a tablespoon of this very elusive palm oil. It looks like that. It's very interesting. It took me like 3 stores to find it. It's a heaped tablespoon, so I'm heaping it in and heating this up. Yeah, it took me 3 stores to find it. It is Not very common here in the States, but hopefully it's good. Oh, it just smells like oil. I don't really know. All right, I'm gonna need this again and my olive oil again, so I'm just gonna stick those over here. All right, so this is gonna heat up, and when it's all hot and melty, I'm gonna go ahead and stick my chicken in there, and I'm gonna just kind of sear it on each side for 2 to 3 minutes. I'm gonna stick it on this plate right here, and then I will be back with the next direction and some fun facts about Angola. So in the same smoke alarm. Sorry, vent fan. All right, I'm just gonna have to talk really loud because I've got my vent fan going, and this is very sizzly and smoky. Anyway, in the same pot where you have the chicken, I'm gonna put some of the onions. It says to do a whole onion, but I'm just gonna coat the bottom and call that good because this is a lot of onion. I'm gonna let those cook for just a few minutes while I tell you guys some fun facts about Angola. So, like I said, I'm gonna come over here where maybe it's a little quieter. All right, so like I said, Angola was a Portuguese colony up until 1975. And interesting enough, the president of Cuba, well, Fidel Castro, sent Che Guevara there to help with technical support for the rebels who were seeking their freedom against Portugal. Something else, most of their wealth comes from oil and diamonds. They're actually like a fairly wealthy African country. Smoke alarm almost went off again. Sorry, bud. My dog does not like the smoke alarms. Sorry, pup. Yes, so oil and diamonds. And their capital, Luanda, hold on, let me check my note card. Luanda is their capital and is known as the Paris of Africa. Because it's a very wealthy city. A lot of expatriates live there. Last fun fact about Angola, it's the origin of the dreadlocks. So who knew that it came from there? All right, back to cooking. Woo! Okay, so the onions are looking good. Gonna let them saute for just a few more seconds, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the tomatoes and the habaneros, and hopefully the habaneros don't make me cough and cry and all of the above. So I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna let those cook for a few minutes. Add the chicken back in with some chicken stock and like 4 bay leaves, which like never use more than 1 in a dish, so that's interesting. And then this is just gonna cook for like 60 minutes on medium heat. And I'll come back during that time and make some funge, which is our side dish that goes with our Muamba de Galinha. I'm gonna get started on the funge. I don't actually know if that's how you say it. Funge, maybe funge. Funge. So it is basically just what is it? Yucca root flour, cassava flour, and water until you make like a somewhat similar to mashed potatoes. So it's said to put some warm water in a bowl and to dissolve a little bit of the cassava flour into it. So I'm going to use a whisk, I think. I'm just going to dissolve it. A little bit more. So it says to do this before you pour it into the boiling pot of water. Ooh, Oops, that might be too much. I'm not sure why you need to do this before. I think it said it helps eliminate the chunks, but doesn't if you put way too much in. I have dissolved some of the flour. I'll do the rest later, but some of the flour in this bowl of warm water. Once this pot boils, I will stick it in there, stir it up, and then keep going with some more of it. First, I just want to give you a peek of this, see if it will not steam up the camera. Oh my gosh, I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. I'm pretty pumped about it. So, I probably should have halved this fungi recipe because my pot is definitely not big enough. You can see all of that, and I can't stir properly, so woo! You know what? I might take some out. We'll see. There's just too much in here, and I think it's burning at the bottom because I can't stir it. Wish me luck. So I think the recipe that I had for the funge was a little weird. It looks super weird, and I burned it. Oh well. The other stuff looks good, so we're good. So tonight we have Casey as our guest.
Hi.
She's gonna try the chicken Muamba and the weird looking funge that I think I messed up. I'll show you guys a picture of what it's supposed to look like. All right.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Is it really hot?
No, not really.
Oh. Is it done?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really good.
Ooh, yay!
Thumbs up on the chicken. We'll see about this one.
Yeah.
What is it called again?
Like funge?
Okay.
Yeah, I really think I messed it up, texture-wise. It's so sticky.
Yeah, it's pretty sticky. Doesn't really taste like a whole lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Not the worst, I guess.
Chicken is definitely a winner.
Good. Once again, I forgot to do my rundown. It's hard when I have guests over. I just want to hang out. Anyway, rundown of the food. The chicken Muamba was really good. I will definitely be making that again after all the leftovers are gone. The funge or fungi, I don't know how you say it still. I will most likely not be making again until I can find a recipe that explains how to do it better, because that one made no sense to me and it did not turn out right. If you'd like to follow my culinary journey around the world, go ahead and hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing.